Hi Gemini, this is Lost Twin Tarot. My name is Colette. If you've never viewed me before, this is a general reading for the week of March 11th through the 17th. Um, it's general reading, so leave the pieces that don't resonate and then just keep the pieces that do. Gemini, when I was meditating on your cards, I always get a lot of different combination of things for all the signs. They're always really just random, and I just kind of take pieces from them. But what I was getting for you is um, the first thing I got was the game of Clue. Um, I don't know if you're trying to figure something out, if you're trying to figure out who did something, um, if you're trying to are trying to figure out who did this with what, or you're almost trying to like piece something together. Like I feel like you're almost trying to like piece something together that you don't know about. Maybe you're actually playing the game of Clue. Um, I know I enjoy that game. I always want my family to play it, but um, or maybe you're actually like just staying in and playing, games with your family if you're just kind of, hanging back. I also got the that you'll be kind of just watching the clock this week, like, the week of that week, and you'll just be kind of just watching the clock, kind of like if you're at work or your school or wherever you're at, if you're even at like if you're at a doctor's appointment, you're just kind of like bored, there. I feel like you're just gonna be watching the clock, like you'll be, kind of bored and almost like you just want to get into something, like get into what you want to do. Um, I feel like also what else was oh, with it being St. Patrick's Day, if you're celebrating St. Patrick's Day, it was kind of like a little bit of a caution not to overdo it because I saw falling. Um, if there could be like a slip and fall or something, like if you miss a step or something like that, just to be careful. Um, not to overdo it or anything like that. Um, or not even defeat St. Patrick's Day, just to be careful of falling, if you like, if it, just if because if it's, you know, in the rain or if there's, any type of conditions like that, or just, just to be careful in general, just, a fall can occur from anything, right? Um, I'm trying to see if there was anything else. Well, yeah, I just felt like you were eager to get into something. You just wanted to get into something. You had like kind of just like you were just like kind of eager. Oh, the other thing was is that Gemini, like I felt like if you were getting into if you're in a relationship or something, or if you're, involved with somebody, I felt like you're really into photography, or or that was another thing. If you're into photography, that was something separate. Um, but also like you're kind of like you like um kind of like you like to keep, I guess, it spicy, I guess was what I was trying to say. Because I kind of felt like that somebody likes to kind of do like petals all over the bed, or you like to do that, or you like them taking pictures of you or something like that. I don't know how much I can say on here, but that's kind of what I was getting. Um, but the other thing about photography was, yeah, like you like to have pictures taken of you, or you like to even take pictures of just like different objects and things like that. Alrighty. Okay, let's see. On the bottom of the clarification deck, you do have the Two of Cups. So if you're keeping it spicy, and you have the Eight of Pentacles on the bottom of the first deck. So I feel like, yeah, with that, like I was saying, if you're trying to like, if you're just trying to get into something, you could be, if that has to do with a relationship or whatever, or if that has to do with work, you could just be getting involved in something you just really want to go, do, whether it has to do with work or just something you enjoy. Eight of Pentacles can do with work, or it just has to do with, getting into something that you really like doing. But the first card you have is you have the Ten of Cups with the Six of Wands. So I feel like you're really doing first, you're really doing well right at the beginning of the week. I feel like you're excited. This is, fortune after difficulty. Six of Cups or Six of Wands and the Ten of Cups. This is all about, you really achieving, your goal and really, achieving something that you didn't think you were going to be able to overcome. Ten of Cups is all about, fortune after difficulty. They have that on this one. They have, the sun is coming up in, you know, this card, and it's almost like they're looking up, like they can't believe like the storm is over. They're excited about that. The Six of Wands is also, that's after the Five of Wands, conflict, competition, and it's almost like, people are almost, if they're looking at you as well, they're almost surprised that you were able to almost like pull something off. And I feel like, that's kind of happening. I feel like sometimes you almost surprise yourself. Um, Sometimes, but not all the time. I feel like almost in a way you you're really good at getting yourselves out of jams. I feel like it's almost like, that's like thing about Geminis. Um, they're always able to kind of, get themselves out of things. And they can do it really quickly. Um, I feel like, and people are really, it's almost as quick as they complain about something, that fast they got themselves out of what they were complaining about. When somebody says, "What happened with this?" and you say, "Oh, well, I got it all figured out." It's almost like you didn't even have to tell anybody what happened. You do have the Tower, but you have the Queen of Swords with it. And I feel like this is kind of like what I was talking about. You know, the Tower is all about, something that needs to, you know, come down. But I feel like next to the Ten of Cups and the Six of Wands, it's almost like what I was just kind of saying, the Queen of Swords is all about a truth, a clarity, um, and I feel like this is almost saying like you are whatever tower kind of comes in, you know, it's almost like you're able to kind of just get yourself out of it. The Queen of Swords, she doesn't have, the story of it is that her husband has died, and she's kind of just does things on her own. She's independent, and she's sad, and she kind of just, but she's still able to have a really good, sense of humor and a really good, like she's fair, she's just, and but she still has emotion, and she just still kind of carries on about things. Um I feel like that's kind of how you are with a lot of situations in your life. And I feel like you're kind of coming to a realization where problems used to freak you out, maybe they really aren't freaking you out so much anymore, because you're realizing whatever kind of comes your way, you're becoming more stronger and wiser to get yourself out of them. You have the Page of Swords with the Nine of Pentacles, and I feel like that's another thing. The Nine of Pentacles can represent communication, but it can also represent, like a learning experience. It can represent being a student. Um, this can represent you, it can represent a child, but it can also represent just you learning like through a whole experience. The Knight of Pentacles can represent your home. It's also like pre-Empress energy. So I feel like, you're starting to see your resources develop better. You're starting to see maybe your home starting to look nicer. Maybe you're starting to be able to buy things that you weren't able to in the past. The Nine of Pentacles is also something that's kind of slow. It's not, overnight. Pentacles are, you know, pentacles are long, they're not short, like, short time spans, it's not like wands or, swords. They take long, but I feel like in a way you learn quick, and it's almost like you learn quick, but it has taken you a long time, but to almost like get the resources that you needed to get, but you're always quick thinking almost with that Page of Swords. You have the Ace of Swords with the Four of Cups. I feel like it's almost like you have a lot of you have a you have almost like a mix of a little bit of everything here. The Ace of Swords is all about, a new opportunity. Um, it's all about kind of, it's about a new opportunity. It's about clarity. It's about, kind of just taking, you know, feeling like claiming victory in a situation. With the Four of Cups, that's contemplation. It can be about sadness. It can be about boredom. And I feel like in a way that could be kind of what I was talking about with meditating on your cards. The Four of Cups can represent, feeling bored, kind of, watching the clock and kind of feeling a little bit kind of just you could just kind of just feeling like just bored at everything you do, whether it's going to the doctors, going to work, going this. And I feel like almost you could feel like, what you need is kind of like almost like an Ace of Swords moment. You're kind of waiting for that little bit of a aha moment, where somebody comes in and kind of hands you a sword, and then you're like, yeah, this is what I need. I need a sword to cut through all this mess type of thing. With the King of Wands, you have the King of Cups. Um, I feel like you could be dealing with I mean you could be dealing with you know two people. I mean, no judgment here, but I don't think it's really this situation. I feel like this is almost kind of like you want to represent if you're dealing with if you are dealing in a love situation. I feel like this is almost like you represent either the the wands or the cups. The King of Cups is all about emotions, and then the King of Wands represents the fire. And I feel like that's kind of like what's kind of happening. I feel like it could also represent, I'll pull some additional cards as well, almost maybe like you could be kind of thinking about a situation as well, and kind of thinking you want to put something into action. You want to kind of, you know, you have the ideas, you have the, you know, you kind of have it all laid out. You kind of want to, make it come to life, but it's almost like there's something like an emotional, like attachment, sort of kind of happening here. We'll pull some further clarifies, but you could be involved with either a water sign or a fire sign. You could have two people fighting over you, though. You could have two people that are admiring you as well. You have the King of Pentacles with the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like this is really saying that your finances and your stability is strengthening as well. I feel like that, especially because the King of Pentacles, that represents, stability. It represents, um, it represents tradition, but it also represents something that is, has always been, the same. And I feel like in a way, you know, Geminis aren't ones to kind of mm, really stick to the same old, same old. Um, and I feel like, with that wheel turning, it's kind of almost like, well, it's kind of like, well, you don't want to stick to the same old, but maybe a little bit of consistency is okay. Maybe a little bit of that is, maybe a little bit of predictability is okay. Let's pull some further clarifiers here and see what we can get here for you. What's the Ten of Cups with the Six of Swords here? All right, two wanted to come. Let's see. No, that's too much. Too many. I'm gonna take this one. Okay, you have the Three of Wands and the Knight of Cups. Yeah, and I feel like what that's saying is that, the Knight of Cups is all about, following, your dreams. It can represent a knight in shining armor as well. But I feel like, and the Three of Wands, that represents, you putting your plans into action. So whatever you're, dreaming about, whatever you want to kind of, come to life, you know, it's it's all, ready and there for you. You just have to put it into the action. Um, I feel like in a way also the Knight of Cups, this can be somebody coming towards you, um, that's, takes notice of you as well with that Six of Cups, or the Six of Wands. That's somebody who, um, you can be really, you're getting a lot of attention. So that knight in shining armor is kind of coming towards you. This person can be very dreamy as well. Um, and they can almost kind of come in, if this person hasn't already approached you, they can kind of come in and really give you, really want to make lots of plans with you too, with that Three of Wands energy. You have the Death card on the bottom. This this could be uh, a Scorpio or another water sign. With that Knight in shot or knight that Knight of Cups card. I feel like this person's also really supportive and like really emotional. Like they really want to be supportive of your dreams, or they really want to be like supportive to you. What's the Queen of Swords in the Tower? You have the Seven of Pentacles. You have the Eight of Wands on the bottom. The Seven of Pentacles, I feel like with that Queen of Swords in that tower, the Eight of Wands is all about, like I was saying before, you're coming to the realization that, you're able to get yourself out of jams really quick. The Eight of Wands is all about, quick success, quick movement, things coming at you fast. But at the same time, Seven of Pentacles is all about, you putting, taking kind of like stock of, what you've done, and at the same time, it's also about, kind of, it's almost like you, things are on the traditional Rider-Waite deck, he has that garden, but his garden, he's looking at like, oh, should I invest in this? Should I keep going with it? And it's almost like, his garden is growing. His garden is, there is progress. There is, things happening. Um, and I feel like this is almost saying that, it's also a analytical card as well. I feel like you're almost analyzing a situation every time something happens, a shift, a tower, where something you feel like needs to be kind of torn down, restarted, whatever it needs to be. I feel like you're kind of just analyzing the situation in a different manner, in a different way than you would have in the past. What's the Nine of Pentacles and the Page of Swords? You have the Eight of Swords and the Moon. The Moon with that Eight of Swords. I feel like this is the only thing about the Eight of Swords on the bottom and the Moon. That's something that that's like the one thing that it's like this like that inner fear that isn't real. It's like the illusion. That Eight of Swords is like that self-imposed, what's not really there. It's like that I can't, I shouldn't, I don't know. It's all that kind of like what's in your head. And same with the moon. The moon can represent, you know, the moon can represent just kind of like, this can represent nighttime as well, in the evening. The one good thing about the moon is that it is short-lived. Um, so it isn't something that's going to be, lasting long. You could be doing something in the evening, or somebody could be communicating to you in the evening, or you could be um trying to do something like that's with that, and with that, Eight of Swords, you could be kind of feeling like, a little bit, kind of stuck in your head about something. With the moon card is that it's just keep going. It's to keep going and just kind of stay, on your path. It's a card of illusion. But we have to remember that the moon is always changing. It's always just, the cycle is so short. And don't stay in it for long. What's the Ace of Swords in that Four of Cups? You have the Four of Pentacles on the bottom, and you have the Page of Swords. I feel like this is, you know, you're really kind of, it's almost like you're really evaluating your past situations and your different, way you've handled things. And I feel like you're seeing different ways that you've like done things. It's like you're trying to like let go of things with like the Four of Pentacles. It's almost like you're trying to figure out, what should I hold on to? What should I not hold on to? And I feel like you're gaining a lot of clarity on things. I feel like you're realizing like your mind is more powerful than you give it credit for. Like I feel like you're almost your your two Gemini minds are almost like working together as opposed to working against each other in a way. And sometimes you have to almost keep them in check, but you don't need to keep them in check as much. With the King of Wands and the King of Cups, what's this one about? You have the Ace of Cups and you have the Six of Swords on the bottom. So yeah, with those, I definitely feel, this could definitely be a love offer coming in. This could be a love offer from, more than one person, or this could be, just, you know, someone who makes you feel not only really good emotionally, but really good, in a way where you feel confident. They make you feel good. With that King of Wands, they make you feel confident, fiery, and happy. And then with the King of Cups, they can make you feel really good, just emotionally, where you feel stable in that sense. They could also have this King of Cups, they could have be either a water sign, or they could be a fire sign, or they could have both of those in their chart. What's the Wheel of Fortune and the King of Pentacles lastly for Gemini? You have the World card on the bottom and you have Justice. And I feel like this is finally, the world is an achievement. The world is about finally going through that portal and finally, feeling like, things are, kind of, working out in your favor. The justice, that's all about, karma. That's all about balance. That's all about, you know, giving and, kind of being rewarded for your good deeds, and almost like, somebody else kind of, you know, it's just kind of like that equal give and take of the world, what's that, and which fits really well with the Wheel of Fortune. That's all about fate. That's all about, they fit perfectly together. I feel like with the King of Pentacles, you're starting to kind of see your rewards. You're starting to kind of see, things changing for you in a way, your stability, and you're kind of starting to see, I feel like your foundation almost of like your mind is almost getting stronger. And if we don't have a strong mind, we can't have a strong anything. We have to be, strong, mentally, so we can get strong physically, so we can get strong financially, you know, and just in all aspects. They all gotta kind of blend together. But definitely mentally, we can't do anything if we're not strong mentally. Um, just everything falls apart. But I feel like, you're getting stronger, mentally, and that's really giving you just what you feel like you need. Because I feel like, it's almost like you've haven't been able to have that for a long time. Um, but this looks really good, Gemini. I feel like something, whatever's kind of taking place here, I feel like it's something that you really wanted, and it's something that you really deserve. But thank you so much for watching me. I really appreciate it. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And enjoy your week, and I hope to see you real soon. Thanks. Bye.